All right, people, how you like this picture right here? This was the picture that went nationwide about a black militia leader who was pointing a gun at officers. Now, from this picture, I don't see him pointing a gun at any officers. I don't see any officers in the picture at all. So I wouldn't put my life savings money on the fact that he was putting a gun at an officer. You know, I get a lot of comments, people saying he shouldn't have pointed the gun at officers. All right. It doesn't say anywhere that he pointed a gun at the officers. It was alleged. Now the misfire or whatever, the three guys, it don't say 3 guys was allegedly injured at the first protest. It says 3 guys injured because there was proof in the video. Okay, now this picture right here, there's no proof of anything. It's proof that he has a gun aimed in the air, but there's also proof that the picture doesn't line up with the true light direction. So this picture here is real funny because there's a vehicle that's supposed to be in the picture. In the first picture, you would be able to see a little bit of, I think, the hood of the vehicle. And this is another updated picture where the guys that had the direct shadow is missing. This was revised from one of the news channels where the 2 guys are missing. But anyway, you don't see anything. You don't see one car in the picture. Okay, now I'm gonna take you back. Alleged, so-called, claimed, professed, purported, unproven, rumored, reputed, presumed, assumed. All right, this is what all the news channels put in there along with the pointed the gun, allegedly pointed the gun, because the news channels don't even see what the charges are. Okay. Leader of black militia group accused of pointing gun at police. The leader federally charged, accused of pointing a gun at officers. Accused. Okay. Leader of pro-black militia arrested and charged by feds. All right. That's one of the channels that's rolling with it. Well, or they're using article bait. Like if they got it in a headline newspaper or something, you'll be like grabbing it, right? But then when you read it, when you look closer, it says 3 officers allegedly blinded by a light. But the big print says arrested and charged by feds. But then when in the document, it says allegedly. All right. Nfac leader federally charges for allegedly pointing a gun. So these are allegations. All right. Indictment militia leader pointed rifle at police in Kentucky. That's Houston Chronicle. All right. And then when you go look down, it says federal charges for allegedly, because there's no proof that they pointed in the pictures or anything. All right. Of an incident of a person said without proof, alleged, allegedly. Okay. That's what the word alleged means. No proof. And if you look in the picture, there's no proof that he's pointing the gun at officers. And then there's not even enough space for one vehicle in this shot. This is cropped, zoomed in, and image alteration all in this picture. You see the little ghost, the concrete has ghost looks, like they could have sweeped out the original shadows that are supposed to head towards the curve. There's some sweeping involved in this image. Okay. And if he's aiming a gun at officers on the roof, these other guys would be looking like in the same direction. They're looking opposite directions. It just doesn't line up with the indictment charge. Who sees a gun pointed at police officers. All these comments, people want to say, oh, he shouldn't have pointed a gun at officers. Nobody can put their bank account on the fact that there's no officers in this picture. Okay. Zoom crop picture, see parked car 1. Look at this. They don't want to give you, they want to just give you a picture of him holding a gun. That's all that this picture is. You can't say he's allegedly holding a gun. He's holding a gun because we all can see that. Okay. And then you see the guys all looking in 3 and 4 different directions. So basically, evidently, there's no officers, because if there was some officers anywhere, he saw them, there would have been some kind of, oh, shoot. And then they all would have looked, it just looks like he looked like he could be just aiming his gun in the air and checking it out. All right. Who notices in this picture 2 guys on the sidewalk is missing? They don't want to give you no complete view of this crime scene. They just want you to see his gun and then take their allegations at heart. Okay. Now this is the first time we went to Kentucky. You see enough space out here for 5 parked cars or 10 or maybe even 20 parked cars. All right. And this wasn't an allegation. It was a misfire because everybody heard it. And in this video, you can see it. This has the indictment picture. They zoomed in. Even if it's a far away, they got a widespread shot so they can see everything. Now, if you look, they got the whole field in zoom. You can see everybody, everything. Because this is video. Now the indictment pictures come off the same exact type video camera, but they didn't present any video. So the key word is allegedly. 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 Authorities claim that Jay pointed his AR. The officers also alleged that none of the men on the ground appeared afraid of them, a probable cause in their complaint. Notified Johnson of their presence in the rooftop ahead of the protests. Now, see, this is trickery right here. Johnson was identified using surveillance footage, and LMPD officers said they had notified Johnson of their presence on the rooftop ahead of the protests. Now, this is word trickery right here. All right, the night when he pulled up was at nighttime, 8:30. He was not notified that they was on the roof that night. Now, the next morning, the day of the protest, he was notified that they was going to be on the roof on the day of the protest after he arrived the next morning. But the word trickery is in here to make it look like that night when he pulled out, he knew the police officer was on the roof. This is misleading, and this is word trickery how they use in the courts. Okay, now somebody hit somebody on one of the streets at a protest. And if you look, you can see enough space for 3 cars on a zoom picture, or, you see you see 8 people in one shot, and you see a whole car, and you see a whole lot of space where a couple of other cars can fit in these pictures. All right. Look at that. You can see 3 or 4 more cars can go behind this picture. 2 on the side of it. And this is a crop picture. But why is it on the indictment picture, you can barely fit a car bumper in it?